gonna talk that talk, then you better walk that walk. If you're gonna talk that talk, then you better walk that walk. Run it. Yeah, I'm ready, let's run it.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the All-Star event. We are getting towards the second half, as now it is time for more 1v1 action. Get to see whether You Shall See can actually go up against good old Caster. Caster, not Caster.
Caster maybe in the future.
Caster, indeed. But we do have Candace standing alongside with an interview, so let's throw to that just briefly.
各位好，欢迎来到赛后采访，我是欣然。这场比赛结束之后，我们请到的是微笑和麻辣香锅来到我们的赛后采访。I'm Maris here, joined by Wei Xiao and FLICKR. First of all, congratulations on the win. For Wei Xiao, you attended last year's All-Star as the coach of the LPL team, but this year you played the match instead. How do you think the experience was different from last year's? 那今天第一个问题，首先是恭喜你们拿下了这场比赛嘛。大王去年是以教练的身份参加了全明星赛，那今年你是作为一个传奇队的选手，所以感觉上有什么不一样的地方吗？
当教练的时候看选手打比赛，其实比我自己玩要紧张很多，压力很大。然后自己玩的话就自己好好操作，然后就没问题了。
So as a coach, you felt actually more intense, more nervous than the players did. So as a player playing a match on the stage, I actually felt a little bit less nervous. So I just have to focus on my mechanics. My next question will be for FLICKR. Before this match of legendary players, some people may have felt like your opponents seemed extraordinarily strong as they're all accomplished veterans of the game. So what was your reaction when you first saw the LCK lineup? 那很多人可能在今天这场对决之前，觉得说你们对手可能看起来还蛮来势汹汹的。所以当时郭老师第一次看到这个对面的阵容的时候，对面是这5个选手的时候，第一反应是什么？
看到对面阵容的话，其实就感觉还好嘛，因为也之前还在役的时候，在赛场上也跟他们都交手过了，所以说还是没什么压力的。
I didn't feel extra pressure for when I first saw the LCK lineup because when I was a pro player, I have met them on the international stage, so I didn't feel super stressful for this. My next question is still for FLICKR. It seemed like the LCK team targeted a lot during the pick and ban phase. Did you feel pressure before heading into the game? Also, how would you rate your performance today? 那今天感觉对方在 BP 的阶段好像是蛮针对你的，所以在今天进入到比赛之前的话，会不会感觉到有一点点紧张？以及今天自己这个表现，觉得发挥的怎么样？
其实他们办了4个打野的话，就有一个是因为英雄 count 所以办的嘛，其他的话都是办的版本强势英雄，也不是特别针对，然后。 还有，因为今天比赛就是太早了嘛，然后很困，然后赛前就睡了半个小时，就起来之后还是感觉挺没有压力的，对。
反而是因为休息好了，就是半个小时，所以没有压力，是吗？
是的。
During the pick and ban phase, they banned out 4 jungler champions, but one of them was because of the champions' counter relationship, so it was okay, even though 4 of the jungler champions were banned out. And after heading into the game, I didn't feel extra stressful for this. Actually, before the game gets started today, I had a nap for around half an hour, so that kind of helped me to relax myself. My last question will be for Wei Xiao. How are you feeling about laning against Prey and Mata today? In the bot lane, they have never played together before, but both have amazing careers. How do you think you and PYL did? 那今天这次大王是跟平野绫在下路是碰上了 Prey 和 Mata 嘛？就是对线感觉下来怎么样呢？
对线的话其实就正常嘛，没有什么压力，因为他们其实打法也是那种偏团队的，就是跟队友打配合、打运营这种，对。
I felt just alright when we played against with the bot duo of the LCK team. The synergy between me and PYL just okay because our enemy bot duo was playing a style of more macro play. They will have more synergy with their team, so it was alright. We didn't feel too much pressure for this, and that's so much for the interview here. Thank you again for joining us. 那这也是我们的赛后采访的结束，我们稍事休息。
Thank you so much, Candace, for the interview with Wei Xiao and FLICKR, the unkillable Jarvan himself. Absolutely ridiculous. But now, let's get back into the 1v1 swing of things. Valdez,
Sure.
Casa versus You Shall See. This is
I think it's going to be
unexpected.
A quick one. I think it's going to be a quick one. I'm going to call it now. I think 2-0 Carsa. I don't think that's a very difficult prediction. You shall see. He did defeat 369 in a best-of-3 that went to 2-1, but they were mirroring champions. They were trying really hard. I don't know, if they do the same with Carsa, maybe, especially if they can get a Darius game in there. Perhaps our one-trick pony, You Shall See, could be able to take that one game from Carsa, but I think Carsa is performing too well at this event, and I believe that he will take the win.
I agree with you. I think that You Shall See. I mean, remember, he had a bye into the first round, taking down NA pretty comfortably. But the 369 match was all mirror matches, agreed upon matchups like you were talking about. You mentioned the Darius. That was the one game he lost. So, maybe that helps. He won the Riven game and the Aatrox game.
Yeah.
But if we're talking about those sort of mirror matchups, I think that Casa just, picks Rumble and wins. I don't know.
A Rumble mirror matchup sounds like fun.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Sounds very fiery.
It does, yeah.
Sorry. Just, it would actually be pretty close, though, because it's hard, like both of them are just going to put on their flame splitter and
saying
sit
it's a
next to
pretty
each other.
equalized matchup? Is that what you're saying?
I definitely did not say that, but you did say that, so.
You said it was going to be a
We'll
fiery
leave that
matchup.
there.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't know whether the Rumble will get through. Of course, we do have bans on either side, and I would suggest banning something like the Rumble because it looked absolutely terrifying from Kasi yesterday. He got the 2-0 in the semifinal himself and was looking like probably our best performing mechanical player on the day in the 1v1s. I think even including the LCK games, I think Kasi just looked ridiculous. The Lee Sin game where he just built all magic resist and just stood there and destroyed his opponent in that sudden death was some pretty interesting stuff,
Yeah.
to say the least.
He seems really on point, and I hope that only means good things as well for next year, Seems to be performing really well, so that is pretty good for him. Maybe he can pick up another title as the LPL 1v1 Red Bull Tournament champion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Could happen today. Or
very, very
you
scary.
shall see, and maybe he, he pops off on a stream or something,
Yeah,
like,
and maybe joins a team. We've been calling out for some
Whoa.
unretiring for a lot of players. MLXG, I think he was a bit too quick on the trigger finger when it comes to the retirement because that last performance was fantastic. Yeah, Casa just looking good, but he's looked good for how many years? Most of them.
yeah, pretty much all of them.
Yeah, since at least 2015, Casa has always been synonymous with victory in whichever region he's playing in. Just an absolute beast. So, You Shall See going to have a lot to deal with.
Yeah, Karsa, a pretty popular player too. Like I have some friends out here in Korea that are just, just normal fans of League of Legends, and a lot of them are Karsa fans. Just straight up like, hey, this guy is my favorite player.
Yeah.
And good reason, I suppose. He's moving up as well. We'll see how he does in next year as well.
Exactly right. Sticking around on Top Esports as well, so very much looking forward to seeing what he's going to be able to achieve with the team in their sort of next efforts in 2021. So just looking to get into these 1v1s as quickly as we possibly can. Because, of course, we're champing at the bit. We want to get towards our LCK versus LPL true 5v5 matches
Showdown.
as we do get into that one.
It is like a showdown, right? Because we have the fan-selected champions, where each player can only select one from a pool of 3.
Yep.
That'll be one Summoner's Rift match,
Indeed.
I believe. And then we go into Nexus Blitz, 5v5, between the All-Stars from both the LCK and the LPL. And then if we need it, just one regular Summoner's Rift game for the third and final game of that best of 3. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not sure who to predict anymore because really it just feels all over the place.
Yeah, exactly right. Just a reminder, guys, you can go to priceless.com/ASC. We have a whole bunch of things that you can bid on in the silent auction. Thank you very much for MasterCard on that one. All proceeds will go to charity as well. And you can get items, experiences, even a one-on-one sort of intimate conversation with our Riot CEO, Nicola. It's some exciting stuff. Some opportunities for you right there to get some really cool things that benefit charity.
I think I would want to win that one and just ask him as many possible questions about the new MMO. Just what can you tell me?
Can you tell me everything?
What year range can you give me?
Have you been building this for the last 10 years? Is that why there's been so much focus on lore? You know, all of this sort of stuff.
Is it 1 to 2 years, or are we talking like 4 to 5 years? I just need to know where to set my expectations and my excitement
Didn't someone say
level.
something about 2021? And I was like, that can't be possible.
No, someone was just like, I'm really excited for the future in 2021. But I don't know if that means like, oh, it's going to come out then, or they're just excited about development of this game in 2021. So,
sure.
You know, I think the hiring process, if they're looking to hire some more extra people now, maybe they've been doing it and now they're ramping up. Maybe that's what it means. Maybe they're looking to get like community managers and they're going to release it like March 2021. That sounds good. I like that idea.
It's like the most excited Valdez has been for his entire life.
We've been waiting a long time.
We certainly have.
For this. A lot of people have been waiting.
We've been waiting and wondering whether we should be waiting. That
was the other question. It's like, you know.
It's the if.
In what universe will this happen? Will they do it? And then it got announced.
I'm glad it was our dimension
that answers that
it
question.
Was announced.
But you know, we're just all kind of impatient nowadays. A lot of game developers are like, I guess we got to push this game out now, or otherwise, you know, fans gonna be really angry.
Cyberpunk, perfect example.
I wasn't gonna mention any names, but Max took the words right out of my mouth. But yeah, that's a good example, right? Yeah. They're like, 'tis the season. Let's throw it out there. I hope it's ready. It was not.
Speaking of ready,
yes.
I think we are ready to jump in to our finals.
Seems that way.
Best of 3, 1v1. You shall see on your screen right now.
Now, you shall see did recently lose in the Q Kings matchup.
He did.
We'll see if now he's angry and pulls it together for the 1v1.
Well, Casa looking to try and get one together for the All-Star squad. Deft versus Beryl was, of course, our LCK matchup, if you guys weren't tuned in. And Deft was able to reign supreme in a 3-game series. And let's see whether Cast can do the same thing. It's pretty cool that we've got, like, as far as our All-Stars, a jungler, AD, and support. When oftentimes, I mean, the only 1v1 lanes in the game are top and mid. None of the top laners or mid laners managed to get to the final. I don't know. Interesting. Apart from you shall see, of course, who's the top laner.
It is funny the way that works. Pretty interesting. But we'll see. We'll see how he does. I mean, maybe junglers are actually the best laners in the world. Maybe that's the way it goes. I'm not super surprised that an AD carry could make it all the way through.
Yeah.
But a jungler, I'm like, interesting.
Surely this shouldn't be how it works. But no, Karsa, he likes to bend the rules.
Did Karsa ever play another role professionally? Do you know?
No.
No? He played jungle all the way through?
I'm pretty sure, unless we're talking like 2013 when he was like 15 years old or something like that. I mean, not actually sure how old Karsa is, but he was playing jungle professionally in at least 2015.
Yeah.
Probably 2014. So that's a long time ago.
Yeah. Some players, you know, they are a little bit more focused on their role, and maybe someone's just a really great jungle pather or something like that. A lot of the top, I think especially Korean and Chinese players, you know, they play so much solo queue, and you just got to be good at many roles if you're going to be top ranked in something like solo queue. Because you never know what you're going to play. Maybe you're going to be thrown down into support. Maybe you're going to have to play jungle all of a sudden if you're a
FLICKR has famously played mid-jungle his like whole solo queue career, basically, ever since you could choose a couple of roles. So
he also, you know, gets filled into the top lane and plays Kled for the first time and stomps his opponent. It's like, what does this ability do? Oh, okay. Like, I guess I'm just going to beat him.
It's a kill the opponent ability. Oh, cool.
Yeah. I guess I just run at him and attack. Oh.
Well, that sounds like Kled, to be perfectly honest. Let's have a look at how the bans are going to evolve here as we jump into game number 1 of our 1v1 best of 3 for all the marbles for charity. As Gragas to be taken away, the champion that Deft lost on and then won on.
Yeah.
And that Karsa is very, very good at.
Gragas does seem to be pretty good in this 1v1 tournament kind of a situation.
Is it going to be Darius, Riven, Aatrox? Is he just going to ban 3 of them? That would be hilarious.
I wouldn't mind it. Go ahead, do that, and pick Rumble or something. We'll see if Yuxiaoxi just bans the Rumble. I think that's probably a good idea.
Yes,
Maybe you want to go
definitely a
ahead
good
and ban Lee Sin as well. I think those are a couple of safe bans if you're playing against Karsa.
It depends. Like, do you want to ban the safe bans, or do you want to ban the OP champions in 1v1s? You know?
That is the question. Pantheon does get taken away. So, yeah, we're just not really going to see Pantheon too much today.
We saw it, the 1v1 mirror match, and it was kind of boring. That was in one of the highlights. Oh, there's the Rengar. That was the other thing that Karsa was dominating.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
This was a real scary one. You enjoyed that one a lot, I seem to remember.
It's really strong. The Rengar on the Howling Abyss, and it's going to be Graves. Okay.
Oh, God. I feel like Graves can get totally trolled, though. There's always a minion wave. Graves' worst enemy.
He could also clear it really fast, though.
That's true, but he'd have
a great
to do that.
skirmisher, you know, with his, I think it's his passive.
Oh, right? Now he's going to get put in a baby cage.
Builds up the grit. And
really? I mean, it's been a while since we've seen some Yorick. But I feel like whenever there's like a preseason or something like that, then a lot of these champions can come out and abuse some of these new items, new ways of building.
I mean, we see the Singed ban, right? I think that kind of tells you about
and with all of the
possibilities.
Omnivamp, like, it means that champions like Yorick become really, really good.
It's true. Also, level 6
would be really, really ridiculous.
Level 6, it becomes 2v1. That's not really fair.
That's true. He has to just bring his girlfriend with him.
Yeah. Who decided on that being fair?
Well, I'm sure Karsa, as Graves, is going to be like, well, it's all right, bring it on, you know, and all that sort of stuff. He has a lot of confidence in both Karsa and Graves thematically. Does make some sense. Let's see whether the Graves is going to be completely trolled by the minion wave, or whether he's going to be able to find some success.
This is going to be interesting. We have our picks, and we're just about ready to jump into Game 1 of the Red Bull 1v1 tournament.
Indeed. I'm just worried about the Graves. Very worried.
I mean, it's strong nowadays, but I'm not sure if it's strong in, you know, like, some of the reasons it's strong is some of the item changes, the way the jungle works right now in Summoner's Rift. But what about here in the... what's it called?
The Howling Abyss.
Snowdown Showdown? I saw it yesterday. Something like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Yuxiaoxi is also playing Yorick, so he can make his ghouls as well, which can also, I believe, block auto attacks from the Graves. So that's not great if you're a Graves fan.
This is, I guess this is Karsa's idea. Let's clear the minion wave.
He does certainly want to do that. Yuxiaoxi should be able to tidy up the wave underneath the turret, but we'll see whether Karsa can get any work done to said turret. Of course, that being a win condition. 2 kills, guys. A kill in sudden death, or take the turret. Not take the turret shot. That's bad news, Bears.
His AoE auto did hit Yuxiaoxi twice.
Yikes.
Took aggro twice by accident. But he does have some lifesteal.
Yep.
Got the Vampiric Scepter.
Yeah, we got a Bramble Vest collected by the Yorick.
Oh, God.
Oh, my.
Come on.
See, like, it's getting turret damage is going to be a roughie. That's absolutely true. As now he's getting put in the baby cage. Good night, sweet prince. The Ignite is down, and yeah, the Graves, once the good old Bramble Vest Yorick gets on top of you,
yeah,
not a lot that you can do about that one. Still has the barrier available.
All right, go next.
Yeah.
I'm ready for the next one.
I mean, there is a big why about the old Graves. Because, yeah, we're talking about, like, being able to fight in a minion wave. Being able to hit a turret is also something that's really good in these 1v1s.
Yeah.
He's just not quite able to do so. Boots pickup to go alongside is Doran's Blade and that Vampiric Scepter that you mentioned earlier.
I'm watching the CS. Oh, he got every single one.
Nailed it.
He's got that going for him. But Yeah, this is, you mentioned the Bramble Vest, that's going to be key. Now he's picking up Tiamat. He's just gonna be crushing this Graves.
And in goes the ghouls.
Yeah, pretty straightforward. There's not really much analysis
seriously.
that goes into that. He took 3 turret shots prior.
This is not the same replay, by the way, guys. This is the Maiden chasing down Casa as well. Baby Cage comes out, quick draw, just in time. As maybe move the Maiden, because she's just, yeah. But now he can sort of hide behind it. Because remember, you know, Casa's going to struggle to get those autos around it. Collateral damage coming out. Just to try and take down the Maiden. Gets the extra 50. And the 2 from the ghouls.
Great.
Yeah. No refillables left for either player.
Yeah. And it feels like Yu Xiaoxi can just wait. He doesn't have to force this.
Ooh, doesn't quite find the E though. And the cage goes down, and now Yu Xiaoxi on the wrong side of it. Minions also playing a part. Smoke screen.
Oh, he can still win
Going to
this.
go into the wall to the end of the line. Not going to land either. No mana for the Graves.
Yeah, he was able to hold on to that, actually dive into the brush just on time before Karsa could just continue autoing him down. So actually pretty well played after taking a questionable trade.
Ooh, there are a lot of ghouls on the ground. Needs to land that E, and he does so. Karsa in a bit of trouble. But no, it's going to be fine.
Yeah, and he'll be able to just push this wave in. Looks like Karsa's not going to back just yet. Doesn't want to take too much damage and lose any of this gold.
Yeah, couple of Graves set up here. Oh no, that was not intentional, I apologize. For Yu Xiaoxi. 3 sitting there. Possible burst opportunities, but he needs to land the same combo that was successful earlier, which is that ability, as well as this cage. The ghouls come in, whole bunch of them right here, as you can see. Casa with some AoE auto damage, able to collect up a bit of the gold delivered from them. 52 CS to the 41. Yu Xiaoxi, who's looking to try and grab another cheeky back.
Yeah, although he will be able to set up some more of these Graves. He's just going to let the wave push into him, handle it under the turret for now.
Yep.
And he can kind of regroup from here.
Yep, see whether Casa can take a few extra turret shots.
Again!
He does.
And now maybe that's Karsa backing.
Yeah. I have a feeling that taking the turret is not going to be the win condition for Casa this game.
No.
However, he is winning.
Just don't even attack it anymore. All right, this is going to be a bit of a better back for the Yorick, as if he needed any help. Looks like shield bow picked up here for Karsa. And that's going to make it even more interesting because he will build up those armor and magic resist. The shield will help him out.
Yep.
And I do like the item here.
Sort of works with the burliness of a good old Graves. Yorick will make it towards this turret by the time the minion wave arrives, so not going to miss out on any experience. Titanic Hydra completed.
It's like the 5th turret shot he's taken.
Yeah. He's pretty good at it. As,
number 6.
Take a 6th. Yep.
Yeah, might as well.
No problem. Oh, we're getting towards sudden death.
Yeah, looks like he wants to get that back in.
And Yu Xiaoxi just hasn't been able to continue the aggression since his, okay, never mind, I spoke too soon. There's the quick draw, perfect timing, but collateral damage is going to be the last bit of maneuverability that Casa needed.
Now he doesn't have it for sudden death. Yu Xiaoxi is up towards full health, whereas Karsa is about 60%.
Yeah, both summoner spells available, but the Maiden of the Mists is here for Yu Xiaoxi. Should he require her?
I think he should have pushed forward and denied the back. I think letting Karsa get full health here is just going to give him a better chance compared to just going back and buying the plated armor caps for Yu Xiaoxi. I don't know. I think denying the back would have been better value, but either way, this is the safe choice, I suppose.
Having extra movement speed definitely going to be good for the melee character. However, Casa does have it already built up. Elixir there as well. You may as well pop it, Casa, because you don't have that much more time. As the Maiden comes out.
I think we can pop it mid-fight and it gives you like a little bit of extra health?
Oh, potentially, yeah. Well, Kasa is going to do it now as he gets taken down to about half health.
Oh, boy.
Ghouls, the maiden, all sorts of stuff. The entire menagerie.
Lifesteal?
Yeah. Kasa still just trying to dance this one around. Quick draw now on cooldown. The Ignite coming on in here, as you shall see. Still has his barrier. Kasa now uses him, gets out of the cage, but he's running the wrong direction. And that's going to be 2-0 and a sudden death victory. 2 win conditions completed at the same time for You Shall See.
You Shall See is just like the master solo queue player that's just great at every laning situation. He's able to pick up Yorick and show why it's so strong. Again, as you mentioned, the Graves pick, I think we can shelve that one.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that again. I didn't really see too much of the value. I know the idea behind it, but...
He's good at drawing turret aggro.
Sure. He's got mobility, he's got resistances, but... And he's pretty strong right now, but at the same time, like...
Yeah, I mean, if there was no minion wave and no turrets to deal with, I think Graves would be fine.
Yeah, just a circle.
Yeah. The sudden death, assuming there's no minion waves. Perfect. But I think Yorick was genius, actually. I don't know whether You Shall See knew that the Graves was coming, but the Yorick worked out relatively well. Liked it a lot. But now, he has to do it another time to win. Kasa, he can get back-to-back victories here to take home the victory for himself.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I think it really does come down to the champion choice as well. I think Karsa, he's on his last legs. This would be a good time to, you know, go in there and pick one of your big champions. Go ahead and pick up a Lee Sin or a Rumble, something like that. No more fooling around with the Graves.
Yeah, I think that, yeah, just shelve the Graves. No thank you on that one. Didn't like it. That's why Graves isn't used in a lane a lot of the time. As we're going to check this out one more time. These were just, to be honest, the execution was very good from You Shall See. But a lot of it has to do with being Yorick versus Graves.
Certainly affects it here. And we saw that this, if you can call it a mid-game, I suppose, was, again, pretty one-sided to You Shall See. He had a lot of resistances himself, just through the items.
Yep.
And able to trade very effectively is the Yorick. So, nicely done. Able to pick up that first win here in the Red Bull 1v1 tournament.
Yep. Can be the tournament champion with one more victory in our next match. You can see how relaxed he is as well. Look at that, just chilling back on his chair. No worries at all. As Kasa just, he can't stop smiling. He's just having a great time. Him and Beryl, man, they're just loving it. Loving it completely.
Yeah, this is what the All-Star event is about, just hanging out.
Yeah.
Playing some great games.
Giggling once again, banning Darius.
Yeah. I don't think we're going to go ahead and ban Graves this time. I think we can leave that up. I don't think they ever did ban Graves, but you can just leave it up again.
Indeed. All right, You Shall See. What is it going to be? What will you be removing? The Olaf to be taken off the board. Pantheon, understandable. None of our real, you know, mainstays, sorry, in like Heimerdinger and Callista and Lucian and things like that. Very melee focused. As the Renekton, the final ban here from Kasa.
Maybe Kasa will whip out the Callista. That would be fun to watch.
Callista, I like it. I think the Rumble's probably supposed to come in here. That's what I'm hoping. Kasa getting serious. We'll see. He could have played Rumble last game. Decided not to.
Okay. That's kind of how I feel about that ban. And we have a
Is that Insta-lock Kane?
Yes. In fact, it is.
All right. No worries. Let's see whether he can actually activate one of his forms.
Let's go ahead and pick Yorick again.
Oh dear. Not sure how we'll whether we'll get any evolutions or anything like that this game. Don't know how it works, to be honest, on Howling Abyss, but we'll be able to learn. Valdanalis, do you have any information for us?
No, I do not. I feel like Karsa is like just trying to put on a show for his fans. He's like,
Well,
let me play a different champion every single time. And he's done that, you know? He's given everybody a taste of all the different things he can play.
Well, Volibear going to come out once again. He didn't work out so well in our last 1v1 final. The Mordekaiser absolutely tore him apart, but this is Kayn this time, so perhaps this is going to be the Bears' time to shine.
Yeah, I feel like this is going to be a pretty easy matchup for the Volibear. We'll have to wait and see about the transformations.
Yeah, I don't know whether he'll have access.
Kill.
I think Kayn is really strong on this patch, assuming you can get Rust. The Rust form Kayn is kind of bonkers.
Uh-huh.
Especially with Gordrink existing, right? Like, Rust just has so much extra lifesteal. So, you know, could be a thing. But, look, I'm only speculating right now. As we'll see whether the Kayn will actually ever get any sort of an evolution. Maybe that's not what Karsa wants. Maybe he wants to travel through this match with just base Kayn.
Yeah. Well, Rost is like A- or an A, and Kayn is like a D-.
Hey, but he landed his first Q.
Great.
There we go.
Good work.
The dream.
All right, let's see it.
Yeah. Dashing on through, trying to get aggressive. You shall see. Just massive value. As the Karsa may just be dead. Barrier comes out, Ignite comes in. And, yep, Karsa loses that trade pretty extensively. So the Valdanalists certainly doing some work here. See Karsa starting to charge up that form.
I think
see whether he can do it in time.
If you're the Kayn and you're trying to actually win this 1v1 after, you know, unfortunately being in this situation, I think you got to try to poke down the Volibear a little bit, but you can see that with the refillable, he's already up to near his total health, whereas Karsa says he's both, and he has little rejuve bead, and he's still only at half health after that unfortunate trade.
Indeed. Pahage put together here by Karsa. But at least he's able to approach this minion wave as, you know, 6 to 11. Not doing too badly when it comes to picking up these extra resources to purchase some items. Heads into the wall nicely.
Hey, that's, you know, he also missed the cannon. This is something that Kayn is really good at, running away into the wall on this map. That's something we learned. He's got a couple of walls.
Like, off the bridge? I haven't seen Kayn on Howling Abyss before.
I think it would just force you back in, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he just floats. Walks on
Sit out there.
Yeah.
Like, actually, I'm just going to wait for sudden death, and then we'll see.
You can't stay out there, of course, but not sure how the interaction works as Karsa is going to look to stop the back. Will he be able to survive, though, as he misses the Q, dashes on through the Volibear, and, yeah, Karsa realizes that maybe he should have just let him go home.
Yeah.
Circumstance.
The Volibear now.
There's the ulti.
Oh.
As you shall see, just wanders on out, takes one of the autos after, you know, disabling the turret for a moment or two.
Yeah. I was going to say Volibear doesn't have much execution power until you get level 6, and you can essentially execute by diving the turret. And then Kayn has nowhere to go, but he didn't use it very well, so.
Well, there's the turret shot. Karsa, happy about that one. Bit of his own medicine there being given over. As Karsa looks for a back as these lanes will neutralize. And the Volibear, what is he going to do to augment this Bramble Vest? Waiting, actually.
He's waiting.
For a little bit of extra gold.
Maybe he's got oh, okay.
Okay, just a bit of a bow. No, decides to sell that. Never mind.
Okay.
That's a lot of AP.
Interesting.
Maybe the AP volley is coming on in here.
Now, what do we got for Mr. Kayn? Kindle Gem.
Kindle Gem. And a cloth armor.
It's got a nice shirt.
Them steel-capped boots going to be built out of that shirt, I believe, somehow.
Good for his funeral. Put on the shirt.
Oh, no.
Yeah. It's a little bit sad here for the Kayn.
Yeah, well, he hasn't died yet. He's just really behind.
Yeah, there is that.
Now you shall see he's got heaps of extra AP. So look at this Storm Strike is actually just going to do that Umbral Procession situation. It's that ability I always forget the name of. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. It's Umbral something. Umbral Trespass, that's it.
You got there.
Yeah, got there in the end. Did I say procession first?
Yes.
It's the Yorick on the brain that's the problem here, as you shall see. Once again, going to connect with a bit of damage. Casa, we're still trying to figure out why the cane exists. As the Ignite comes in, he's just going to run out of bounds. Can't die if you're there, as it turns out. As you shall see, doesn't quite have his ulti available, so won't be able to turn off the turret. However, I think he'd just be able to kill him and then walk out of range if he'd like to. Doesn't, though.
Yeah, he'll be able to just push this and probably get even more damage to the turret if he feels like it.
Yep, and there's the booties, but this Volibear does a lot of magic damage.
Oh boy.
Is the tower just going to die?
He'll get it low.
Casa is the happiest person really losing a game by a lot I've seen in a long time.
Uh-oh.
That's okay. You shall see. Oh, he actually goes into the Storm Strike as well. Oh, no. Casa now down to 100. There's no Ignite, but he is able to run out of bounds. Not sure what that was about, but First Blood does come in. Not the end just yet. Yeah, he probably could.
I think he could have just whacked the turret, but he's like, nah, you know, let's give some more.
How many win conditions does he have right now? The turret's almost about to fall down. Sudden Death's coming in, and he has his first kill now under his belt.
He's got a Nashor's tooth.
This is sad. Oh, God.
Yeah. I can't wait for the next fight. It's going to be so one-sided. Yeah, pretty easy there.
Was that 2 turret shots as well?
Yeah, Volibear's not counting.
Yeah,
he doesn't care.
Not too worried. We were counting the Graves ones, not so much anymore.
Get him. Yeah, just get him.
Caster down to half health. Will, you shall see, lose health. He's lost about 100 or 2. Umbral Trespass comes in. It's only going to buy a small amount of time, though, as there's the ace. And you shall see the 2-0 over Casa. Now, we expected a 2-0. We did. However, we didn't quite expect it to be this way around.
We didn't expect Graves, and we definitely didn't expect Kane. But
no.
Karsa putting on a little bit of a show. I'm not sure how enjoyable the show was in terms of actually winning performance, but congratulations to Yu Xiaoxi. A great player in his own right. I believe he hit Challenger last year.
Yeah.
Certainly good at the game. He knows what he's doing.
He was considered, I believe, rank 1 Darius as far as like Darius score in both Korea and China. So he's a great player. But with how Casa was playing yesterday, it just looked like he was going to outperform. But he decided to pick Graves and pick Kane. And I feel like we didn't quite get what we wanted. And I'm a bit sad.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I mean, we still had Yorick on one side and our first successful Volibear. You know, so you shall see. Certainly, he's not. It's not like he's using the OPs to go against Casa or anything like that.
No. It's a good play.
Yeah.
Overall from him. Like the Volibear in that matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Like the builds. Good job.
Indeed.
But yeah, so he'll get some money to donate to charity.
Yep, it's all just more money to charity, guys, which is just the best. So even if you're a massive Casa fan, you shouldn't feel worried, especially not judging by Casa's face.
No, he was having a blast.
Having the greatest time ever. We're about to see him as well as we move into our best of 3, but it's not really a best of 3 because we'll play all of the games. Regardless, our final Summoner's Rift match will go on, regardless of whether or not the LPL or the LCK have won all of the games. We'll just have to see whether it's a 3-0 or a 2-1 or a whatever it's going to be. And we'll check out some of these highlights now of Casa. Look at that. He can go into the wall and die afterwards.
Yeah, this is it's not a very fair matchup. You know, if you're playing against your friend who's never played League of Legends before, go ahead, throw him onto the Volibear. And you pick up the Kane, and we'll see who wins. Might be an even matchup.
Well, perhaps. I think the Yorick versus Graves was even sadder, to be honest. As that is going to mean the 2-0 for you shall see. No slouch in his own right, that Casa just not able to quite allow his eclectic picking style to get him across the line. I would have liked to have seen some of those mirror matchups, like up against 369, but Carson not having any of it, too much of a hipster to allow himself to do something that somebody else is doing. He's the only Graves and the only Kane that I've ever seen in 1v1 play. And I've, you know,
seen your fair share.
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that does it for the Red Bull 1v1 tournaments. We had a couple of them. We crowned Dept our champion on the LCK side, Yu Xiaoxi on the LPL side.
Yeah.
And there's only one more block to go, but it's a big one. It's like the grand finale, essentially, of the whole event over here.
And we also, the first one that is going to be coming out as well is going to be the fan-voted champion pool. Each player can pick from one of 3 champions that have been voted for them. I don't have the list in front of me of which champions have been chosen. So hopefully we will have some more information about that one for you. Because, yeah, I just want to know. I want to know the weird picks that we've told these guys to be putting together.
I hope it's really weird stuff. Like, I want to see FLICKR play Tryndamere, and we just get, like, a Heimerdinger in the top lane, and all sorts of fun and wacky stuff. That would be the ideal.
Yeah.
And, you know, see who can win from that scenario.
Yeah, well, we have Yu Xiaoxi alongside with Candice, so let's throw it to the interview.
Emirates Chair joined by Yu Xiaoxi, winning the Solo King of the LPL. First of all, congratulations on winning the Solo King of the LPL. How are you feeling right now after beating so many strong players right here? 首先恭喜你是拿下了我们 Solo King 的一个称号嘛，在击败了众多强敌之后，现在赢下来感觉如何
？4个字，非常开心。
I feel extremely great right now. So next question, it seemed like you came here very well prepared. Did you plan some special strategies after knowing that your rival in the finals will be Karsa? 那今天明显感觉是有备而来的嘛，所以在知道决赛要面对咖哥之后，是不是特别准备了一些新套路、新东西？
因为也是，毕竟打到决赛的话，肯定是要稍微准备一下。昨晚的话，稍微练习一下英雄，以及说对这地图啊有自己的理解。比如说刷圈之后的话，用什么英雄比较好，这样子。
So definitely after I knew that I could make it to the finals, I had some practice, also planned some strategies for today's finals, especially like some champions or my comprehension about the whole map. Also, what would I do after sudden death? So basically about these things. Last question will be, many fans are familiar with your Darius, which is one of your signature champions. Then you used him in yesterday's semis, but unfortunately lost to 369. So would you feel it's like a little bit pity that you didn't win him into this finals? 那昨天的话，其实我们有看到你在4强赛里面用了一手诺手嘛，但是稍微不是特别的满意，可能输给了9宝。那诺手也是你的一个成名英雄，你的一个代表英雄。今天在决赛没有用到他，会不会稍微有一点点遗憾呢？
遗憾的话是有一点，但是的话，之前有跟咖哥的话就互相尊重嘛，我们2个的话都互相帮了一下，至少就是互相觉得就比较强的英雄嘛，尊重了一下。
Yes, it's a little pity that I didn't use my Darius in the finals, but to be honest, me and Karsa, we respect each other's a lot, so we banned out the champions that both of us are good at. So I banned out his champions and he bans out mine. So it's like a each other's respect. And lastly, is there any words for your fans? 那最后的话有什么想和粉丝说的话呢？
重铸斗鱼荣光，我便义不容辞。
It's my duty and obligation to bring the glory back to 斗鱼是吗 ？Back to 斗鱼 and that's so much for the interview. Thank you, Yu Xiaoxi, for joining us. 那我们的赛后采访也到此告一段落。
Thank you so much, Candice, for that one. Great to hear from Yu Xiaoxi, bringing back the glory, as it were. And speaking of glory, ladies and gentlemen, after the break, we have the real all-star battle. We've got Nexus Blitz, we've got your choices of champions, and it's all right after this. Don't go anywhere.
No one is promised tomorrow.
Playtime's over. They're mine now. Fear the assassin with no master.
The Oppo Find series pushes the boundaries of technology to constantly create new possibilities. Crafted from highly durable ceramic, every curve is deliberately designed to feel like an extension of you. We've incorporated a 120Hz ultra-vision screen. True billion color display refreshes seamlessly. Oppo Find X2 series.